Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth video. Well, I said when I did the 10 to 14 day, but that was it for today. But I thought we'd get the ECMWF 42-day forecast done for you and released this evening. Rather than release it tomorrow morning, because we've got a lot to get through tomorrow as well. So I think we'll be pushing 5 uploads tomorrow, which is a lot. So I thought we'd get this one released for you this evening. A little bit of a surprise, so I hope you're enjoying that. And we'll go through the next 6 weeks worth of data with the ECMWF extended model in a moment. Just say, but the first we released today was our 7 AM upload. We released GMA Friday and also 10 to 14 days, so keep checking back. Have a look at the videos if you have not yet done so. Keep checking back to the channel, and you'll see regular video uploads appearing all the time at GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying us with these charts. And let's do it then. So we're going to start off with week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly. This is going to take us from the 3rd through to the 10th of May. And looking rather unsettled with low pressure across the northern and western parts of Europe in combination with high pressure up towards Greenland and Iceland. Jet stream is pushed southwards as well. So you'll expect next week to be very unsettled. The first week is dominated by low pressure, sending the jet stream southwards. So looking cool and unsettled as we begin for week 1 from the 3rd through to the 10th of May. The 500 millibar height anomaly for week 1 from the North Pole view down, North Pole being just there, of course. Again, looks very unsettled. Low pressure across much of northern, western Europe. Again, the jet stream is pushed southwards, so on the cold side of the jet, we're under that area of low pressure. It's bound to be very unsettled. Week 1 temperature anomaly is colder than average, cold average Scandinavia, cold average for Iceland and also for the UK and for Ireland as well. So much of Northern Europe looking colder than average next week from the 3rd through to the 10th of May. Very chilly week coming up. And it's also wetter than average too, above average rainfall for Ireland, UK and for much of northern Europe as well. You can see where the northern blocking is sitting, of course, around Greenland and Iceland with that area of high pressure. So cold and wet with low pressure in control to start us off of week 1 for 3rd through to the 10th of May. Let's have a look at week 2, see how that develops. This is the 10th through to the 17th of May. Bit of a change this week. Low pressure looks like it's moving up towards Scandinavia. High pressure beginning to build to our south-southwest. So high pressure starting to ridge in from the Azores into Spain and France. Jet stream is beginning to get pushed northwards as well. That's definitely turning drier and potentially quite a lot milder as well. I wouldn't necessarily say warmer, but it certainly should be turning a little bit milder with that high pressure building to the south. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that. So again, we've got a lot of low pressure to the north. We've got the high pressure down to the southwest, ridging in from the Azores. Jet stream is going something like that. So definitely seeing the jet stream pushing a bit further northwards, although there is still some influence from the jet there. The week 2 temperature anomaly is still a bit on the cold and average side, so not really that much of a recovery in the temperature. I suppose it's lifted up a little bit compared to week 1, but it is still below average there actually from the 10th through to the 17th of May. So we must be importing some sort of northwesterly type flow. And the precipitation anomaly from the 10th through to 17th of May is not as unsettled as it was. So it's near north, perhaps even hinting at being a little bit drier than average to our southwest. So definitely a shift towards higher pressure and not as unsettled, but the temperature still struggling quite a lot. Right, move through to week 3, which is the 17th to 24th of May. And this time we see high pressure out to our west. And we're bringing in just flat sort of westerly winds, really. So it's a weakening signal, and it looks rather westerly, that I would have thought. The 500 millibar height anomaly, again showing that the high pressure is out in the middle of the Atlantic. And again, income westerly's trough of low pressure in over Scandinavia. So we could actually be lining the wind flow and jet stream up a little bit northwest-southeast with that, actually. So that could be actually rather cool, to be honest. Week 3 temperature anomaly is still a little bit below average. So real struggle with the temperature this May, if the ECM is right. So, yeah, still below average. Not as much as it is in week 1, not as much as it is in week 2, but it is still favouring slightly below average temperatures in the 3rd week. And the week 3 precipitation anomaly looks a little bit drier than average just to our south. But again, it is a weakening signal. So maybe we dry out after that very wet start to May, but temperatures do look quite cool. Week 4 is going to be the 24th of May to the 31st, the last day of the month. Again, very weak signals now, so some low pressure just out to our west, possibly starting to pull up a little bit more of a southerly southwest, although there's no sign of high pressure to the east, so we could just be sort of flat and westerly here. It's difficult to say until we find out where the ridge is sitting, you know, in correspondence to the trough. The 500 millibar height only might shed a little bit more light, so that just looks very unsettled, really, with a trough of low pressure more or less over top of the UK. So if that's right, it's a cool and wet end to May, probably. This is how the temperature anomaly is looking. Still on the cooler than average side, still below average for the UK and for Ireland as well. And the week for precipitation anomaly, very weak signal, but I would have thought that's likely to be rather wetter, if anything, perhaps going to above average rainfall from that trough of low pressure. Right, week 5 will take us from the 31st of May to the 7th of June. More changes. So now we have some higher pressure around Germany, extending down into the Med. Low pressure is in the North Atlantic. It's a very weak area. So this could be warm. This might be starting to pull wind up from the southwest. But again, it could be a little bit unsettled. Let's see what the 500 millibar height anomaly has to say. Nothing really doing there from a 500 millibar perspective. Nothing to work on. The week 5 temperature anomaly maybe hinting at getting a little bit warmer across Western Europe, France, and down to Spain and Portugal. We're still struggling a bit with the temperature. That might be lifting the temperature up a little bit through the first week of June. No particular signal for precipitation. And then finally we come to week 6, which is going to be the 7th through to the 14th of June. How does that one look? Again, nothing really to work on there. So weeks 5 and 6 all very mysterious into June. 500 millibar heights, nothing to work on. And the temperature anomaly, again, nothing much to work on. It does look a little bit warm, though, for Western Europe, doesn't it? You can see, like, France, Western Germany, Spain, Portugal, going warm on average, just about making it into the southeast. So there might be a bit of a recovery in the temperature going on through the early part of June. It might be getting a bit warmer then. But how it happens, what the pattern is that drives that in, isn't particularly clear. The precipitation anomaly, lastly, so it's a very, very weak signal, possibly hints at being a bit drier across western parts of Europe. So the rest of May, or May, you know, is certainly looking unsettled and quite cool as well. There's a slow lift up in temperature going on here as we progress through May, but it is a very, very slow lift up in the temperature. And overall, it looks like we're in for quite a cool and unsettled May. Possibly a few hints of something a bit drier and warmer, not just for the UK, but for many parts of Western Europe into the early part of June. But of course, that's 5 and 6 weeks away, so it's a really long way out. And I think we just have to wait and see. Really, we have to wait and see a little bit, a few more weeks, and see where that goes as we move into June. But definitely May is looking unsettled, potentially quite cool, starting off cold, and rather unsettled as well. Right, so that's this one out of the way. So tomorrow we're going to start off our 7 a.m. upload, have a weekend forecast, have a 10 to 14 day, and we'll have Terry Scully's May forecast. So Terry agree with the ECM in terms of it being a cool and unsettled May. You'll find out tomorrow. Sunday, we're going to have the next summer update. We'll also have GavsWeatherVids Sunday Roundup and be live streaming at 6 o'clock. And then on Bank Holiday Monday, of course, we've got our historic video looking at 1970 Part 1. That's all for now, though, and thanks for watching.